Welcome to Negotiating Great Contracts. This session is going to be focusing on the skills necessary in the negotiating process and also how to properly prepare a really great contract to get it to closing. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. A script allows you to stay on point and address the important issues in the presentation. The benefits of home ownership may include pride of ownership, tax benefits, and equity buildup. There are 3 steps in overcoming objections. Number 1 is that you have to agree with your customer. Remember, the customer is always right. The next thing you have to do is ask and make sure that's the only objection that they have. And then finally answer, and that's the point that you overcome that objection. A motive is an emotional reason that people take an action to purchase. And by the way, this is the hot button to buying. Buying motives include personal space, prestige, security, and more importantly, family security. The term closing refers to a decision-making process, and there are a number of decisions that are made up until the point of a contract and to the closing. The most important factor in a closing one should always remember is the fear factor. Negative or fear-producing words or phrases include the following. Use the word investment rather than cost. Use initial investment rather than down payment. Use agreement rather than contract. Use approve rather than sign. And above all, use opportunity rather than the word deal. Alternative of choice will give the customer positive choices about their assumed purchase. In other words, a good example might be, will this be a cash transaction or would financing be better? Active questions are questions that assume the customer already owns the home and forces a decision that they will make when they do buy the home. For instance, which room might be best suited for the library? Tie-downs are a simple but effective tool to obtain an agreement or isolate an objection. In other words, if they like the kitchen, you can always come back and say, that sure is a great kitchen, don't you agree? You're tying down what they already believe to be a true statement. The elimination process narrows the decision-making process down to a couple of choices. Simply eliminate homes as you show. A real estate sales contract is an agreement by the seller, who is a vendor, to sell specific real estate to a buyer who is the vendee. Equitable title is a beneficial interest in real estate that implies legal title at a later date. At closing, the buyer's equitable title is replaced with legal title. The tenancy by the entirety interest is available to the husband and wife that own property together. In the event of the buyer's breach, the seller is awarded the earnest money deposit as liquidated damages. Under Florida law, the following disclosures must be provided: agency relationships, radon gas, energy efficiency, lead-based paint, material defects, transaction fees, homeowners association disclosures. And that's the end of our review for negotiating great contracts.